Cities are the future of this world, but as you may know, here in Toronto, we like to live in the past. See, municipalities in Canada have always had trouble racking in revenue, which leads to further problems such as chunks of concrete falling on your car when traveling underneath the Gardiner Expressway. Speaking of, John Tory, the Mayor of Toronto, is an advocate for change, and he wants to see tolls on the Gardiner Expressway, the gateway into Toronto City's core, but keeps getting shut down by provincial authorities whose first major concern is to get re-elected again. You may ask, why does the province need to approve of municipal decisions? Even nearly after 12 hours of debate, the measure was passed by the city by a vote of 32-9. Well, my fellow Canadians, it's something called enabling legislation. Think of it like this. Every time you'd want to do something as a child, you must get permission from your parents. Doesn't sound too bad, right? Wrong. Every single decision, no matter what the ramification, good or bad, must have approval from your mom, except that mom is Kathleen Wynne. Thus, the idea was turned down and alternatives were sought. Let's break down the problem. Congestion is a major concern in Toronto and leads to negative consequences for the environment and the economy. The Transit Commission is going broke, and the two main highways are barely funded for maintenance, the same two highways which are passed down to the city by the province. Seems like the allowance just hasn't kept up with the times, Mom. Well, the city just doesn't have enough access to revenue tools, which is why they look to road tolls in the first place. And additional revenue generated will help fund alternative transport modes and transit extensions, and to give people an alternative route for those not taking the Gardiner, because if you ask me, it's just not worth the 20-kilometer speed limit. Sure, nobody wants to pay for fees they don't originally have to, already with registration fees, license fees, carbon tax, gas tax. Well, the problem is, every fee just mentioned there goes to the province. Sending an effective pricing will help tell users that maybe the car just isn't worth it. It may just be worth it, however, for road tolls. Many successful cities around the world have implemented road tolls and have all seen positive implications. Stockholm, Oslo, Edinburgh, Singapore, the list goes on. So when people think of tolls on the Gardiner as a cash grab, it really quite is. Except unlike the 407 ETR, the money will go towards something useful, like funding alternative ways to get around the city other than the SUV, which some call the stupid useless vehicle. In order to solve Toronto's municipal issues, the city must depend on the province, whether it be in the form of road tolls, additional funding, or continued prolonging of the issue. We must realize that we're in need of change.